Have you ever pondered how the modern world came into shape? It all started with the birth of democracy. Picture this: Athens, 508 years before Christ. A momentous shift was about to take place, one that would forever change the course of human history. This was the birth of democracy, a radical idea that put the power of governance in the hands of the people. No longer would rulers be born into power, instead they would be chosen by their fellow citizens. This concept of democracy, as alien as it might have seemed back then, was the foundation for the political systems we have today. It was the first step towards a world where the people had a voice, where the leaders were accountable to those they led. And so, the seed of modern governance was sown, leading the way for the next influential event. Fast forward to the 14th century, a period of rebirth and enlightenment known as the Renaissance. Now, imagine Italy, where the Renaissance first broke ground, igniting an era of unprecedented cultural growth and intellectual development. This period, spanning from the 14th to the 17th century, was marked by a renewed interest in the classical knowledge of Greece and Rome. It was a time where art no longer merely served religion, but also celebrated humanity. Masters like Michelangelo and Da Vinci created works that continue to captivate us today. The Renaissance was also a time of scientific exploration. Figures such as Copernicus and Galileo challenged the status quo, propelling us towards a new understanding of our universe. Moreover, it was a time of philosophical revolution. Thinkers like Machiavelli and Erasmus questioned the traditional values of their age, laying the groundwork for modern political and ethical thought. The Renaissance, a beacon of knowledge, lit the path to the next transformative era. From the enlightenment of the Renaissance, we move to the hustle and bustle of the Industrial Revolution. It was a period of radical change, a dramatic shift in daily life that began in Britain in the late 18th century. Imagine a world where everything, from the food on your plate to the clothes on your back, was made by hand. Suddenly, machines took over. Agriculture, manufacturing, mining, and transport all underwent a remarkable transformation. Fields once tilled by human hands saw the introduction of mechanized farming. Manufacturing, previously done painstakingly by artisans, was now carried out in factories with steam-powered machines. Mining became more efficient, and transport was revolutionized by the arrival of railways. This shift from hand production to machines, this industrial revolution, marked the beginning of the modern economy. It was a time of tumultuous change, a time that redefined the way we live and work. The machines of the Industrial Revolution set the gears in motion for the next great event. As the world industrialized, a major injustice was being challenged: slavery. The 19th century brought about a profound shift in societal norms, and the abolition of slavery stood as a cornerstone in this transformation. This fight for human rights, an outcry against centuries of inhumanity, began in the heart of Britain, where the first cries for abolition echoed. This movement was not a mere ripple in a pond, but a tidal wave of change that soon swept across the globe. It was a testament to the indomitable human spirit, a fight against the shackles of subjugation, a cry for equality and freedom. It was a time when the world began to recognize the inherent dignity and worth of every individual, regardless of their race or origin. This monumental shift marked a pivotal point in our shared history, a step towards a world where liberty was not a privilege, but a birthright. With the chains of slavery broken, the world was ready for the next epical event. From the struggle for freedom, we moved to a time of global conflict, World War II. This cataclysmic event, spanning from 1939 to 1945, was not just a war. It was a watershed moment that triggered a seismic shift in the world's political and social landscape. The war's conclusion saw the world divided into two opposing camps, setting the stage for the Cold War. But it also birthed a beacon of hope, the United Nations, in a bid to prevent another global conflict. The aftermath of World War II was a time of monumental changes. Countries devastated by the war sought to rebuild, leading to the rise of new superpowers and the fall of empires. The world map was redrawn, new nations were born, and old rivalries were replaced with new ones. The echoes of World War II still resonate, leading us to our next transformative event. From the ashes of war, we journey to a revolution of a different kind, the digital revolution. This seismic shift, which began in the late 20th century, marked our transition from a traditional industry-oriented society to an economy rooted in information technology. It's a change so profound that it has fundamentally reshaped how we live, work, and interact. Imagine a time before the internet, a time before smartphones, before we were all digitally connected. It seems almost impossible, doesn't it? That's the power of the digital revolution. It has made the world smaller, brought us closer, and revolutionized our way of life in ways we couldn't have imagined. From the rise of personal computers to the birth of the internet, from the advent of smartphones to the proliferation of digital currencies, each technological breakthrough has pushed us further into the digital age. The digital revolution, still ongoing, has set the stage for the final event. This brings us to the most recent event that is shaping the modern world: the COVID-19 pandemic. Emerging in 2019, this global health crisis has rewritten the rules of our society. Every aspect of life has felt its impact, and our world will never be the same. Our workplaces transformed almost overnight as we swapped office buildings for home offices. Education took a digital turn, with students of all ages adapting to remote learning. Even our social interactions changed. The simple act of meeting friends for a coffee became a luxury, replaced by virtual hangouts and socially distanced gatherings. Travel, once a symbol of freedom and adventure, became a complex web of restrictions and safety measures. The COVID-19 pandemic has irrevocably changed the world. But amidst all the uncertainty, one thing remains clear: we are the authors of our history. As we navigate this crisis, we continue to shape our world, writing history in real time.